Training for at least 30 hours a week for nearly 2 years and taking frequent ice baths to prepare her body with tough preparation that paid off for Li Ling Yung-Hryniewiecki. She's the first Singaporean woman to cross the English Channel. And for more on that feat, we have Li Ling herself joining us now.
Li Ling, let me add my congratulations to, I'm sure, hundreds who've already wished you well. I'm wondering, a few hours have passed. Has it sunk in to you the extent of what you have achieved with this swim a day ago?
Thanks. Yeah, actually it has. And I think, it's been a long time in coming. I'm very, very happy and very relieved to have done this after about 2 years of preparation, and I still can't quite believe it. But at the same time, I've had many close friends around me who are swimmers as well, and I feel like I'm almost just following in their footsteps. So it's not, it might seem like a great achievement, but, when you're surrounded by others who've done similar or even, greater swims, then, that puts it into context as well.
It's certainly a great achievement, Li Ling. But I'm wondering, when you were swimming, when you were out there by yourself in the open sea for 13 hours, were there moments when you felt like, what, I just can't take this anymore, my muscles are seizing up? Or was it just the fact that quitting is just not an option for you?
I think it was more of the latter. I think the first, so I swam it in a time of just under 13 hours. And I think at the 11.5 hour, I started getting a bit of a kind of a mental, I wouldn't say it's a breakdown, but mentally it was getting very difficult because of the way the tides move in the channel. They sweep you from left to right. And I kind of I knew I missed the landing point. So in my mind, somehow I thought, in my tired mind, I thought that I might have another 6 hours to swim. But then after, maybe 10 minutes, I thought, well, there's no other option but to keep swimming. So that's what I did. And thankfully, I didn't need to wait for the tide to change again. And I managed to make it in the next hour and a half. So that was really tough.
And it's quite a lonely achievement because it's only you in the water. But other people say it's almost a team sport because you have that support around you. What role did your husband, family, your coaches play in this achievement?
Yeah, no, exactly. It is really a team sport. My husband, Adam, has been super supportive of me all this time. I've had to spend time away from home training, time that's not spent with him. But he's very understanding. We communicate a lot and he's so supportive of what I'm doing. And also my friends, my swimming friends in Hong Kong and in London, I was mentioning that, I feel like I'm emulating some of them, following their footsteps. But at the same time, they've given me so much support and, boosted my confidence. When I've had to do very long training swims, many of them will accompany me for a couple of hours. So it feels a little bit better that I have some company. And then I've got my coaches as well, Fenella Ng at a swim lab in Hong Kong and Matt Duggan from Red Top in London. Matt was the one who brought me across the channel. And for the last 3 years I've been in Hong Kong, I've been training with Fenella's squad. And they've all believed in me. And so, that's been a really big confidence booster, which is what you need for a swim like this.
And not to mention, Li Ling, you mentioned earlier that, quitting was just simply not an option. And it's also because, your swim, this particular swim was meant to raise funds for Splash Foundation, which provides free swim lessons and water safety skills to low-income communities in Hong Kong. What a wonderful initiative. Tell us more about that. In terms of raising funds, how much have you raised?
So my target is 250,000 Hong Kong dollars, which I think is about 45,000 Singapore dollars. And I've raised about 75% of that. So about 180,000 Hong Kong dollars so far. So I've still got a little bit of a way to go to my target, but, I'm hoping with the exposure and with the media, hopefully we'll get there. So it's a cause that's very close to my heart. I've been a coach with Splash since I moved to Hong Kong 3 years ago. And I coached their foreign domestic helper program. And it's great seeing, people coming in. Sometimes they've never even put their head underwater before. And by the end of a 10 to 12 week beginner program, they can actually swim 25 meters freestyle. And more recently, I've been coaching more advanced classes. So open water, which is actually done on the beach. And, at the end of that, the swimmers have managed to swim out away from shore and come back and down 100, 150 meters. And the best thing about that is when the Splash swimmers graduate from that course, they've all made friends with each other, and they form their own groups to go out swimming in the sea. There's this sense of community, and the coaches, most of the volunteer coaches are also open water swimmers in Hong Kong. And so, we've kind of included all of these helpers into our open water swimming community.
Yeah.
And some of the better swimmers, they also go on to do some of the local races as well, which is great.
Very, very quickly, we all want to know what your next plans are, because correct me if I'm wrong, you said you're not going to do this again. So anything in store, anything down the pipeline?
So I think what I said was just after finishing, but usually it takes a day for your mind to clear. I will probably have another big swim planned, but maybe for next summer. There's a few other swims around the world that I'm quite keen to do. But in the meantime, I'm going to really enjoy going back to Hong Kong and swimming the open water there, because the seas are beautiful there as well. But I'll keep you posted.
All right, we just want to add our congratulations once more to Li Ying. Well done. We've been speaking to Singapore's first women's swimmer to cross the English Channel.